Here we are at Gulf Central.
Gulf Central and I doing some testing, and what we have in our hands at the moment is the D300, the Wilson Staff D300.
Yep.
Now, D in the Wilson stuff is distance. I think C is control or the crossover.
Yep.
And then the FG tour stuff is the tour stuff, the better player stuff.
Yep.
This thing, and their marketing says it redefines defines distance. And look, it is. So what they've done is they've got micro vortex generators.
Micro vortex generators.
Turbulators. So basically it reduces drag on the top, as you can see, the little nubbly bits on top. It's very, very light. I actually didn't get a measure of the head weight.
Yeah. Look, it is light. I don't mind it because I'm not a big, strong brute like you, so
no.
I don't actually mind the bit lighter shaft.
There's nothing wrong with the light. So the shaft's like mid 40 grams.
Yeah.
The grip's like 30 grams.
Yep.
So that means that the head must be 185, 90-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
I might put it up on screen because I actually didn't weigh this, but I'm going to pull it apart.
But it does feel like, from the grip and everything, very light in your hands.
Swing weight's like D2, so that's reasonably light, especially for a 46-inch shaft.
Yeah.
So it's the top of my head, it's the longest shaft on the market. Because Ping at standard length in their normal one, not the tour model, is 45 3/4.
Yeah.
This is 46.
So we might put we might do a test between this and
the Triton.
We
will.
And we might put the Triton shaft in this.
We might muck around a shaft, but right now it's all about the D300.
Yep.
Fast, like you can change the loft there, so it's a degree up, a degree down.
Yep.
And there's upright settings as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's upright settings, so the draw settings.
Yep.
And like I said, the vortex generators, it's quite interesting. Ping have done it.
There's not much going on, is it? I mean,
it's a pretty classic looking head.
Even those on the top there, you don't really take any notice once you've got the club down. It just looks like a black head.
It literally does. I think it's like everybody, they'll look at the Ping head and go, oh, it looks a bit funky. They'll look at this, it's a bit funky because it's different, but it serves a purpose.
When it's close, but when it's far.
It'd be really interesting to start to check club head speeds with this. Like I said, it's 46 inches, so it's longer, it's lighter, so in theory you should be able to swing faster.
Because the 3-wood has the same crown.
It does.
On top of it. I don't know about...
Again, the vortex generators, and that's what it is. So it's there to reduce a little bit of drag, so hopefully the club moves a little bit quicker.
Not a bad driver.
Yeah.
I've hit a couple here, hit a couple pretty straight.
Yeah.
I reckon it's a good driver. It sits at a good price bracket.
I think that's kind of what it is. So the Wilson gear, you got the Triton, which sits at the upper end of price point.
Yep, it's sitting closer to the sort of M1 and
your TaylorMade, your Callaway, so your upper end.
But this you're looking at, at least $150 cheaper.
Okay.
So you're looking at in that price bracket, those other drivers, you're looking at about $600, looking at about $450.
Okay.
But I'm sure that if you went around and had a look around, you get it cheaper.
Recommended retail price is $150.
Yeah, and that's what we're working on. Obviously if you buy.
Correct. You're going to get deals and potential.
So it does sit that little bit cheaper if you're looking for a good driver for a good price.
100%.
Definitely worthwhile having a look at.
It's full titanium driver, full titanium crown. Like I said, vortex generators can go up a degree, down a degree, and then in the upright settings as well. Face is a pretty deep face. This is the 9-degree head. To me, it looks like there's a little bit more loft on it than that, but that's just a visual. That's just what I think. From a feel point of view, I think it feels maybe too light for me. But if it's some balls, as you can see, they come out good.
But I reckon maybe for some senior blokes.
It has a market big time.
So not quite as strong. Some thinner boys like myself that are not quite as strong. Maybe some juniors that are going into a seniors club but are not quite filled out yet.
Well, you got to remember this. So the longer the shaft, the lighter the head effectively has to be. Or else swing weight gets way out of whack. So something like a Titleist or anything like a Mizuno, something about 45 inches at standard, the head's around that 200 gram sort of a mark. So I'm going to say, without knowing, this is going to be 180 something, low 190s. Just because of how long the shaft is and how light the shaft is as well. It goes really good.
About the same way as a 3-wood, doesn't it?
Well, it depends. So from a swing weight point of view, it sits where everything else does. But overall, it feels so light.
In your hand, in my hands, it feels like it's my 3-wood.
Well, and perfect. You hit your 3-wood pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, look, this pretty good. I think it's definitely worthwhile having a look at.
And that's the biggest thing, is definitely have a look at it. Don't discount that, because you can change the shaft. So even though it is a light head, and we're going to do some testing later on with this head and a couple of different shafts, and then match it up against the Triton and muck around with it, because I think the head looks good and certainly feels good.
It feels good. It's got nice sound coming off it.
It does. It's not too loud.
It's not too loud.
The Triton can be a little bit on the loud side sometimes.
And it can too, depending on the plate that you've got on.
Correct.
So that can make a big difference in the sound. But you know what, it just sounds like a normal sort of drive, I reckon it's it.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. The only thing I don't like about it is how light it is. It's got some good technology on the top that some other companies have. And it's adjustable, like everything else is. Again,
so it's just like a good solid driver.
Correct. And Wilson tends to get not enough recognition for the stuff they make.
Not really. It's the other companies are getting
a lot more marketing and stuff like that. But Wilson has a broad range for a broad range of players, and I think that's really testament to them.
I think it's like what you said, the D, the C.
The D, the C, and then the two of the FG stuff.
So if you look at what you fit in the D section.
I definitely need the D stuff.
Sorry, it's not for dunce, is it?
It is for dunce. I'm a dunce.
No, but
this isn't.
If you have a look, so you're at the FG.
Yes.
That's where you look. I'm looking pretty well in that.
Well, you've got the C.
Crossover.
Yeah, so
that C section.
The F5 and the FG and the irons you like. The F5 driver you like, that driver you like, the Triton you like. So that is all of the drivers.
Yeah,
So
look, I think there's a lot of good stuff right across, the field. Because we hit the C200.
We did hit the C200 and the D300 as well.
Yep, and they were good irons.
I think the biggest thing is you have a look at guys on tour now. Let's say the Callaway Epic. I don't really want to take over from a Wilson review or a chat, but a lot of the guys are using the normal Epic, not the Sub-Zero, which is the better players one. So you've got to remember that even those guys want a little bit more forgiveness. So potentially that could be the driver for you, maybe with a different shaft.
Yep. But definitely worthwhile having a look at. Good, solid.
It's just a solid looking golf club.
Good, solid driver.
Traditional looking, but it's got those vortex generators on it.
Looks a bit like just a black-headed copper I've got.
Exactly right.
You pop it down. So if you like nothing that's too
out there. Colour scheme as well, black and red. Who doesn't like a bit of black and red?
I love black and red.
So do I. Guys, thanks for checking out the video. D300, Wilson Staff D300. Check it out. Don't discount it from your next driver purchase.
No, definitely worthwhile having a look at.
Exactly. Test it out with a few different shafts if you can to get the right feel, and go from there, guys. Good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for checking out the video. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.